Guess what day it is, YouTube? It's Sunday, and we're sailing. Yes, of course we're listening to Rush, and I'll get I get one of those copyright. I'll get a copyright infringement for that. But here we are, out in the bay. We're making our way towards the anchorage there in the distance. I'm hoping to get a look at that. But the big news, I don't know if it's news. Well, we're sailing, that's news, right? I wanted to show you this. Let's see if we can get a shot of this. See how the forestay is being pulled? It's being pulled away to the port side there, where the weight of the sail from the wind is hauling it off to the side. The amount of stress that these cables and the mast take is incredible, absolutely incredible. It needs to be respected, of course. I don't have the biggest sail up because I don't want to rip the mast off. It's not that rough out here. I hope you can see that it's sort of flat. But we got some waves. And it's blowing in the low teens. And I've got H flag bound up. And she is as close to the wind as she's going to sail, and I always like to start close to the wind as we head out, because coming back I want it to be a little bit easier than that. But I've got the boom basically center line as I can get it, and then I've got the jib pulled in so tight it's up on the lifelines, and she can't really hold it, but I'm not minding the helm. So it's just sort of the case that when a gust comes, she heads up because of the main, and then eventually it evens out. So we're kind of meandering back and forth, left and right, but making our way upwind. It looks like we're going to end up in the anchorage over by Cape Charles. So I'm excited to go see what's anchored over here, because there have been 20-30 ships anchored over here in the Chesapeake Bay all summer long, and that to me is curious. I want to go see what it is, but it takes a long time to get there, I'll tell you that. Okay, so that's the update for now. We'll check in later. Hello. I have relaxed things a little bit in order to make it just directly to the anchorage. I don't know if you can see, but just on the starboard side are a red and green pair that marks the Chesapeake Channel. So we're about to head across the Chesapeake Channel to the other side of the bay. Haven't been over here in a long time, not since probably the Labor Day sail videos, if you watch those. So we got to pay attention. We want to cross the this thing just keeps sliding down. I don't have the arm tight enough here in one of these places. I love ram mounts, but if you don't have them tight, gravity still takes over. Okay, that looks okay. All right, so we're gonna cross the Chesapeake Channel, hoping to make it to the anchorage. It's 1, 2, 3, I don't know, 3.5 hours before dark. I think we have a good chance to see what's over here in the anchorage, which has been curious to me that's been going on. I want to know what's waiting over here to get into port in Norfolk, because Norfolk is one of the major shipping destinations, as well as Baltimore further up the bay on the East Coast. So I'm curious to see what's over here. So far it looks like a bunch of colliers, which carry coal, which is normal because we have a lot of coal ports here in Norfolk and Newport News. But we'll see what's over there if we make it. All right. Immediately a fall over. Perfect. Cut that out. my apologies, to correct my previous statement. First, we are far enough north that first we're going to cross the York River Channel, and after that will be the Chesapeake Channel. So we've got a little bit further to go to get to the Chesapeake Channel now that I've looked at the chart. The good news is almost no one goes up the York River Channel, so crossing this won't be any trouble at all. That's the end of that. We've crossed the York River Channel. A couple of fishing boats over here. I'll change the angle so you can see. That's red number 4 and I guess green number 3, so we are a little bit up from the beginning of the York River Channel and on our way to the anchorage. So excited about this. See what happens. I don't really fish, but from what I know about fishing, they like to be in the deep water. And I just saw a huge fish, no idea what it was, jump like 3 feet out of the water right in the center of the channel. So these two boats know what they're doing being right here fishing, right? I'll tell you that. And on we go to the anchorage. I hope you can see the ships here. I count 11 now that we're close enough that I can see all of them. And they're all floating really light, so empty, so definitely waiting to pick up cargo. And we're across the Chesapeake Channel, and as much as I want to go over there and sail around all of them and be very close and shoot a video that's right on top of all of these ships at anchor, something within me is saying it's time to turn around, and I'm going to go ahead and listen to that. So this is the best view we're going to get for today. Hopefully you can see that there are a bunch of ships anchored out here. And, you know, this information is freely available via marine traffic on the internet. You can see who's anchored out here and all that sort of stuff. But venturing out here to see it is so much more interesting to me. It's an adventure. I can see the water tower at Cape Charles. I can see the high bridge that is the last portion of the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel going to the eastern shore. And we've crossed both the channels, so we are definitely on the eastern side of the Chesapeake Bay right now. Alright, if you've watched any of the nighttime videos, we're on a beam reach currently, and we're headed right back to the 4 towers that mark our entrance back into the Salt Ponds area, South Hall Landings Marina and Salt Ponds Inlet. I do see a ship coming from the south. I don't know which channel they're in, most likely the Chesapeake Channel. We're approaching the Chesapeake Channel, so we've got to keep an eye on that situation. And we have H flag all dialed in to a beam reach. We're making about 5 knots right now, which is awesome. And we're on our way back. Here's our last look at the anchorage on our way back to the west across the bay. Here's the ship coming up the channel. To me, I'd call it a black hole with a white superstructure. I'd call it some sort of research vessel. Who knows what it really does. But there's the anchorage. And here's H flag making our way back to the west, sailing into the sun. Well, nowhere near sunset yet. A couple hours. We'll see what happens. So at this point, I know the current is running to the south, so I want to head up to the north as much as I can, because the current is going to push me beyond the marina if it can. So I'm trying to hold to the red buoy here on the York Channel. And we have the swell behind us, so I hope you can see how the swell behind you makes the constant attention at the helm completely necessary. And it's not only hard for a helmsman, it's hard for an autopilot or any other kind of wind vane or anything to steer on these downwind courses with a swell behind you. Despite the difficulty, still my favorite point of sail. Accidental jibe. Jibing. Jibe ho. Intentional jibe. Okay, constant attention to the helm, right? I had gone below because the chart plotter quit, so I wanted to see what that was about. And marine traffic had also quit, so I wanted to sort that out. And what we wound up with was an accidental jibe, which is why we have the Jibe Easy on the boom now, because it prevents it from, you know, things like ripping the mast off the sailboat when that happens. But no worries, we don't necessarily need the chart plotter, just it had a power issue. If I plug it back in, it will work again. It's not that a battery's dead or anything like that. So we're just gonna sail on. This is the York River channel that we're approaching, this red and the green pair. So we're gonna try to go, what would this be? I don't know, downwind of the red, I guess. We'll see what happens. So what I'm going to call it instead is up current. We can't make it up current of red 2 here. Current was just too much. Trying to hold that heading was causing the jib to luff on us. So we've made it down current of red 2. We're now crossing the York River channel. I see a barge up there in the distance, but that won't be an issue for us. We'll be across here in a few minutes. Yay, we did go right next to one Yankee Romeo. York, that's one York River. That marks the beginning of the York River channel. I haven't been out here in ages, and that's exciting for me. Not necessarily. Wow, did you see that jump just past the buoy? Holy cow, there was a huge splash out there. Big fish jumping. I think it's called cobia, is the large fish, the predator that runs in the bay. I don't know. That's the second splash I've seen today. So there's something big out here feeding on whatever. All right, well, we're across the York River channel now. We're back in the normal sailing grounds H-Flag is used to. So I'm probably gonna go take a nap because H-Flag knows how to go home from here. And that's about all there is exciting for now. So we might turn it on later, but this was a lovely Sunday sail. So glad that I got out of the slip and made it out here. Thanks for joining. So I made an agreement with the tug here that I'm going to go astern of them, so I have adjusted course to starboard to make sure that I do, or at least that I present that very clearly to them, and now I don't have to really think about it. And after they go by, I'll resume my course. And we are basically running directly downwind, so I've got sails on opposite sides. I love this, it's fun for me. And it's all good. been a little while, maybe an hour. Just saw a dolphin friend. Love that. Came over to check us out, only saw one. Little one. Looks like a really young one. Haven't seen him again yet, but hopefully we'll see some more. And we are almost back. Can clearly see the shore that we're headed for. Still got plenty of daylight left, and still a little bit of a broad reach, but going well, having a great time. Hello. It's 6:45, and I just realized that the camera may have been on picture mode instead of video mode, so who knows if we got any video today at all. But marina's about 20-30 minutes away now, and sunset's over an hour away, so I'm going to do the work to put the boat away in the slip. I'm going to work on dinner, and we'll worry about sunset later when that happens. But it's a good day of sailing. Almost, I don't know, 2/3 of the way across the bay and back again. Really excellent. Pretty much just straight out and straight back, but good day of sailing and time to get to work again. This is so much easier in the daylight than it is in the dark. I can see all of the day markers for the channel, and it's very, very clear where I am and what's going on. I don't see any crab pots, but let's remember, the swell has been building all day, and I'm single-handing, so this might be less than graceful getting the sails down. We'll see what happens. Constant attention to the helm. So I don't know if you can see the flag. It might be behind the boom from your perspective, but there's a flag showing that the wind is kind of setting to the right from where we are now. So what I want to do is hold up to the left side of the slip, and I want to get the left side stern line first. So let's see if we can make that happen. Now, of course, the GoPro quit right at the exciting part, but here we are back in the slip. I needed to be more to port than to starboard. I got the starboard line first instead of the port line. The wind setting me off. I got the bow lines, no problem. Needed to push off a piling to go get the port line with the boat hook, but no big deal. Only made one terrible sound. I don't think the camera caught it because it had already cut out at that time. But that's it. We are back in the slip. It is not quite sunset yet, and that's great. Get the shore power put on and start making dinner. Thanks for coming along for sailing today, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye. This for me is where sailing is like camping. So we got a nice piece of steak, and I've got some tropical fruit in this one and some green beans in this one that were both on the grill, so those are heated up. And it's completely dark outside. Happy to be back in the slip and gonna eat some dinner now.